Thank you very much, Ambassador de Rooij. I think it's only fair we ask the Iraqi Embassy and Minister Councillor Kwadoka to respond.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, distinguished members, Ambassador John de Rooij. I would like to start by conveying the apologies of His Excellency the Ambassador of Iraq for not being able to attend this meeting due to some official tasks outside Belgium. Please allow me also to welcome His Excellency Ambassador John de Rooij for attending this important meeting. We are confident that the diplomatic experience and the wisdom of Ambassador de Rooij will contribute to the success of his mission in evacuating Camp Ashraf. The date designated by the government of Iraq to close the camp by the end of this year is a deadline that has to be honored. His Excellency the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iraq has met Lady Ashton in New York on the margins of the meetings of the United Nations General Assembly on September 23rd. He handed 3 letters tackling this matter over to her within the past 2 months. These letters reaffirm the decision of the Iraqi government to close the camp by the end of this year, 2011. The organization has already been classified by the international community as a terrorist organization. The presence of this organization is banned under the Iraqi constitution that prohibits the presence of any terrorist entity on Iraqi territories. It's in Article 7 in our constitution. The organization cannot be considered as a liberation movement, as the relevant international law rules are not applicable in this case. The presence of this organization in Iraq threatens the internal security of Iraq and the security of neighboring countries, and gives an excuse to neighboring countries to interfere in the internal affairs of Iraq. Iraq, as a democratic and peaceful country, seeks to build peaceful relations with the neighboring countries and not to interfere in internal affairs and preserve regional and international peace and security. Iraq also rejects the existence of terrorist organizations on its territories before. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
So you have quite clearly heard, ladies and gentlemen, its intention to not only move them out of Ashraf, but to deport them out of Iraq by the end of this year, we've just heard. Could you reaffirm that that is what you've just said? So on that basis, the only place that they could be deported to by the end of this year is Iran. There is no question they would then face certain torture and execution. So we are facing, as I said at the outset, a humanitarian crisis. Can I ask one question? You repeated several times that Iraq rejects the presence of terrorist organizations on its territory. Why in that case are the IRGC and the Quds Force allowed on Iraqi territory when they're both listed as international terrorist organizations?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In fact, we did not allow those organizations to be on the Iraqi territory.
Leading members of the IRGC never set foot in Iraq. That's very interesting.